Hey guys, Scott McNally here for the Advices Radio Network. In late 2016, Banji DeMayji and I worked on this project together. The goal was to air this at Project Bodybuilding. Unfortunately, shortly after we had recorded this and I was putting it together, I ended up parting ways with the company. So I dug it out of the archives. I wanted to bring it to the light of day. Guys, here's Banji DeMayji training some legs, 2016. Today, I am here with Banji DeMayji of The Size Game. Banji, thanks for being here.
Hello, Scott. How's it going?
Good, man. Good. How's your evening going so far?
Yeah, evening. I just got back from the gym, actually, so I'm just getting that post-workout meal in.
Nice.
Thanks for having me on, and I'm looking forward to having this video series posted on the website.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being here, man. And I'm excited to see this and for everybody else to get a chance to check you out. We all hear your voice on The Size Game, and I thought this would be a really cool opportunity to see a little bit of what you do in the gym. So today we're looking at one of your leg workouts. Now, legs are something, specifically hamstrings, I believe you're trying to bring up this year, right?
Yes, that's the plan. The thing is that I've noticed that I'm quite quad dominant.
Okay.
So I've always tried to put more emphasis on the hamstrings every time I train my legs.
Okay. So why do you think that is? Why have you been more dominant in the quads than the hams?
I'll say majority of bodybuilders are.
Okay.
You know, it's very hard to see, like, apart from like the top pros, you stand by the side and most people haven't got that sweeping hamstrings.
Sure. No, I could definitely agree with that.
You know, like Tom Prince, where he had hamstrings where it just drops all the way down.
Yeah.
You know, so I've always wanted that. So I've noticed that when I train my hamstrings after quads, I'm already tired from squatting heavy. And I can't really put 100% into the hamstrings. So I just started training hamstrings first, then I'll go straight into my quad workout after that.
Okay, and that's what we're seeing here right now. You're starting out with a single leg hamstring exercise, and I know in a little bit we're going to go to another hamstring curl. So how hard are you trying to make these sets right now? Is when you're doing this exercise, are you giving 110% on this exercise, or are you trying to like save some in the tank because you know you're going to squat later?
No, I'm going 100%. I don't think I train like Dorian Yates because I train by myself. So I don't train like to failure and beyond. I just train and just really put that emphasis on the actual working muscle. And I can't go any more positive failure rather than negatives and all that stuff, you know. So I'm training pretty intense and I don't really hold back on any exercise.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that. So how many sets are you going to do on this particular hamstring curl machine? I usually do about 2 working sets. So after, I don't really count the warm-ups. So maybe I'll do about 2 or 3 warm-ups. Okay.
And then I'll go 2 working sets where I get about 6 to 8 reps.
So you warm up pretty quickly then. I take it once you're in the gym, you're doing working sets, I'm going to guess within 15 minutes, huh?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay. And after that, it looks like we are going over to the seated hamstring curl. What makes you like this machine in particular?
This is my favorite exercise for hamstrings, actually.
Yeah.
It just hits the spot. You know, it's just perfect. You're all braced in and you can really isolate the hamstrings. So I always do this on every hamstring workout. I normally choose between the standing or the lying.
Okay.
Then I'll do the seated, and with this seated, I just feel like it hits right in the middle of the hamstring, and it's just perfect.
Yeah, I never liked that machine for the longest time, and then a couple years ago I discovered it, and there's something about the negative that you can get, and it looks like you're controlling the negative on the way back up here.
Yeah, I find you have to control it. If not, it's like you don't really activate the hamstrings well enough if you don't control that negative.
Sure. Now, are glutes a focus of yours too, or are you just more focused on just the hams themselves?
No, I don't focus on the glutes at all. I think I get the glutes when I do the heavy squats.
Okay. Okay. I wonder if just trying to come up with a theory here. I wonder if the glutes have taken over some of the work that the hamstrings would have done, thus making them not as strong.
Mm-hmm.
Just a theory.
Yeah, possibly. And also, when I first started training, I was always leaving hamstrings to like last, and it was just like a pump workout rather than
Oh yeah.
actual. So I never actually focused on the hamstrings to about 2 3 years, and they really came up. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So from here, you're going over to the Smith machine and you're doing some front squats. What's your reasoning for using the Smith?
With the Smith machine, I find I can keep my torso upright. When you see people squatting, they normally fold over, like lean forward too much, like a powerlifter.
Mm,
And what happens is that you put too much emphasis on the back and the hips, and less emphasis on the actual quad muscle. So if the more upright you can actually stay, the more focus is going to be on the quad. So that's why I like to do the front squats on the Smith machine.
okay. Okay. So you started then focusing on the hamstrings, but moving into the squats, this exercise, you are definitely focusing on quads now. You've shifted.
I've shifted. Yeah, the only exercise I missed was the stiff leg deadlift, which I normally do, but
Okay.
that's dependent on time as well. So if I do have time, I would do that. But I'm now focusing on the quad when I move into the front squats.
Okay. So if you were to do stiff legs, you're saying that you would do that before you squatted, huh?
Yes, that will be the third exercise before I moved into the squats.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
So, the Smith machine here, do you always use the Smith, or do you go to free weight as well? Do you toggle between the two, or
Yeah, I have two exercises. I do the Smith machine front squats,
okay,
and then I alternate that with the back squats, barbell squats.
okay? And
So I do
now
that.
you had told me too that you train legs twice a week, right?
Yes, that's right. Yeah,
Okay. Is it fairly the same workout, the same type of hamstring focus both times?
the same workout. Apart from 1 week, I'll do the back squats, and the other week I'll do the front squats. Everything else is the same.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah,
So, how much time do you guys usually take between sets for your rest?
that's a good one. I rest quite a lot actually. Sometimes I rest usually about 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
Depending on the exercise. If it's like the squats, I'll rest for 3 to 5 minutes. If it's hamstrings, maybe 1 or 2 minutes.
Okay.
But I don't really count it. It's like on when I get my breath back, then I'm back in it again.
Yeah, that makes sense. So it looks like you are doing some partial squats here where you were doing like half reps from the bottom up and then half reps from the top down, and now it looks like you've gone back into full reps. Is that I like doing those different types of intensifiers. Have you ever tried to pause at the bottom only, like no pause at the top?
I've not tried that.
It's brutal, man. I suggest it. It's
Is
a
that what you do? Is that what you do?
not always. Just when I feel real masochistic, I like to do a pause, and I can't use as much weight when I'm doing that. But you think of yourself as a piston, and fire up. And when you get to the top, immediately go back down into the negative, and then any rest or pause you do, you pause at the bottom, and you give yourself like 1 full second to let the weight decelerate, and come back to a stop, and then you push it back up.
I might have to give that a go next session then.
It's a fun one. So after this, it looks like you are heading over to the leg press. What makes you decide to do the single leg presses?
Because I'm lazy. That's why.
It takes twice as long, though.
Yeah, no, I train by myself. So loading up, like if I do the normal leg press with both legs, I'll have to load up like 20 plates, and it's ridiculous. So I'll do one leg at a time because I know I don't have to put too many plates on and take them off again after that. That's harder than actual workout when you're doing that.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and also I find that when I do it one leg at a time, I can really isolate the quad a bit more.
Okay, I could see that for sure. So when are we going to see you on stage next?
Next time I'll be on stage will be in September. I have to qualify for the British finals. and I'll be in Birmingham or Leicester, and then I'll do the finals after that.
Well, this has been Banji DeMayji for the 2016 video series. I'm Scott McNally. Thanks for coming on, Banji. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Scott.